Okay, so I'm going to be explaining the benefits of the multiple intelligences model as it pertains to giftedness. Traditional gifted education often emphasizes IQ or academic performance, kind of focusing on like one or two scores for a standardized test. But that means that many students remain under-identified because of cultural, economic, linguistic differences that aren't reflected in those standardized tests. So the multiple intelligences model offers a broader lens regarding who can be gifted, but not only that, how giftedness can look. So we all know a little bit about this model, but it was developed by Howard Gardner in 1983. Basically what it's getting at is that intelligence is not one size fits all. So for Gardner, there are 8 intelligences: linguistic, logical, mathematic, musical, bodily kinesthetic, spatial, interpersonal, intrapersonal, and naturalistic. So these are all different ways that someone could demonstrate their giftedness. This multiple intelligences model really redefines giftedness beyond academics. The big benefit for equity with multiple intelligences is it encourages strength-based identification and allows for someone to demonstrate their giftedness in a lot of different ways. Not only as far as gifted evaluation is concerned, but also where curriculum and teaching gifted students is affected as well. So we know that culture influences how intelligence is expressed. Different cultures value different skills and abilities, and so traditional models might overlook strengths and instead focus on scoring well on standardized tests, which is really a fairly limited way of demonstrating your intelligence or your giftedness. The multiple intelligences model honors diverse ways of knowing and demonstrating your knowledge, lots of different ways to show off what you know. Traditional tests also tend to favor middle class norms and values, whereas the multiple intelligences model, if you were to use a multiple intelligence model-based assessment, that can reduce an economic bias because that would include observations, portfolios, performance tasks, instead of just focusing on test scores or grades, those more traditional academic measures that we think of. Gender is also impacted by gifted testing, and the multiple intelligences model would benefit gender equity because traditional giftedness may reflect gender biases by valuing traditionally male skills, whereas multiple intelligences values intelligences that are perceived to be more geared toward girls, like interpersonal skills. The multiple intelligences model also encourages non-stereotypical pathways for all genders. So regardless of how you are comfortable demonstrating your knowledge and your skills, there's a way in the multiple intelligences model for you to do that. So strengths of the multiple intelligences model include being inclusive and culturally responsive, recognizing talents across domains, and shifting the focus from deficits to assets. So it's no longer how close did I get to the score I needed, but more what are the ways that I feel strong and comfortable demonstrating my skills. As far as a focus population, I wanted to talk specifically about how English language learners are affected. There are a lot of English language learners in the district where I teach, and so I thought it would be interesting to take a look at that specifically. So English language learners are often underrepresented in gifted programs. That's definitely true for the student population in my district. Multiple intelligences allow talent expression beyond English fluency. So using this model, you could identify strengths with visual art, music, more social communication domains in a native language, and that allows students to demonstrate what they can do, demonstrate their capabilities without relying so heavily on tests that may or may not be administered in any other language but English. Finally, giftedness, as we know, is diverse and multidimensional, and so models should reflect that as well. The multiple intelligences model supports equity in identification and instruction. Because of that, many populations can benefit from the broader definition of giftedness that it provides.